Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Public School Stadium as we come live to you here in the middle of the first quarter. Sikeston trails by the score of 6-0. We apologize for the late start. We had a little bit of difficulty and trouble with the internet connection up here, but Mr. Beidler and Mr. Sperlin did a great job getting us back on the air, and so
tell you, Chris, they've been working as hard as the two football teams out there on the field.
They have been. Me and you kind of been sitting back. We've been relaxing, hanging out, and these guys have been up here trying to get us on. So we are glad that they have us on here tonight so we can bring you Sikeston Bulldog football. Again, 5:29 left in this first quarter. Bulldogs trail 6-0. Sikeston had a little drive going to start. Just missed the man, and an onside kick is almost recovered. Going to go out of bounds, so that's going to be a penalty against McCluer North.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. Sikeston received the opening kickoff, had a little drive going, had a receiver open, and just did not connect right at midfield. Had to punt, and McCluer took over, and they drove it right down the field for the touchdown.
So Gage Rowing and company comes back out for their second offensive possession of the evening. It's Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame. We got a number of individuals that are going to be inducted during halftime. We'll be bringing you that. We got a couple interviews going to happen also. We got former Sikeston baseball coach Kevin Self going to join us here in just a little bit. And then second half, we've got Miss Wanda Troop. She will be up here, so we'll get to hear from Coach Self and Miss Troop during the broadcast tonight. So we're excited to have both of them up here during tonight's broadcast.
That is something that Sikeston's been doing for several years now. I think it's a great thing to recognize some of these individuals and teams for all the work that they've done for our school system and for the community of Sikeston.
Get a flag on the play. It's going to be offsides against the Stars, the McCluer North Stars. If you remember last year, we drove up to McCluer North, and they got a loss to the Bulldogs. That game ended the same score it is right now,
6-0.
Yeah, both teams had less than 100 yards of offense last year. So been a little more offense-minded here tonight so far early in this ball game.
We should say McCluer North last week had the weather interrupted their game. They were playing Edwardsville.
I think it's officially a loss for them. They lost 7-6, but only got in one quarter of play. As Jeff said, the game got interrupted because of weather. It's going to be a couple-yard loss on the play as McClinton didn't have anywhere to go. He had a couple of defenders in the backfield with him as soon as he got the football.
And if you didn't know, Sikeston opened up with a W in Week 1, beating Vashon 24-18.
It's a good win. All 24 of those points for the Bulldogs coming in the third quarter last week. We're glad you're here with us again. We'd like to thank the team, Mr. Beidler and his team that got us on the air. We were having problems getting on here tonight, but they did a fabulous job get us up and running. We missed a little bit of time here in this first quarter, but should be up and going good now. It's going to be 3rd and 9 after a 1-yard loss by Jonathan Green. First two games are at home here this year to start the 2019 season, and the Bulldogs will go on the road for a couple games and then back for homecoming at the end of October. Rolling's picked off right across the middle. That's number 3, Perry. He's going to take it all the way back inside the 30 to about the 26.
Yeah, Perry playing the linebacker position for McCluer North just dropped back.
Did a good job
and
of it.
He did a really nice job just picking that off and then taking it upfield for a nice gain.
28-yard return.
1st and 10, McCluer North after that pickoff, interception, and return. We are joined here by former Sikeston Bulldogs standout coach Kevin Self. Coach Self, good to have you up here.
I'm glad to be here.
Good to see you. All-time winningest coach in Sikeston history.
That I didn't know.
You didn't realize that?
No.
266 wins, the all-time winningest coach in baseball history.
It helps when you have good players.
You know, you did
Good
have some.
family.
Yeah. You did have some good players. That's a 1-yard loss as a Bulldog defense. Did a really good job stringing that play out for the 1-yard loss. You know, you talked about it right off the bat. You know, some of your former players still. You know, some of them are still around the area. Some of them have went on. You know, to do other things. I'm going to assume as a former coach, it's probably one of your fondest memories are the different players that you got to bond with and coach, and you still probably got a pretty good relationship with a lot of them.
Yes, and their families. I mean, when you look at building a program, it's not just the players, it's the family, and you want to build relationships with all of them, and I do. I have a lot of kids that I still keep up with. They're young men now. They've got their own families. Many of them have moved on and still are involved in baseball.
Yeah.
Some are working and have, you know, a family, and so it's just great to see them grow up and be, you know, positive role models in the community.
So, you know, I led off talking about those 266 wins. That's obviously a great accomplishment. That's something that you should be proud of, and I know you are proud of, even though you didn't know maybe until, you know, this came out. Talk about some of the, you know, your fondest memories, and, you know, what are some of your biggest accomplishments as a coach? Those 14 years here at Sikeston.
You know, when I look back, there are so many big moments, big games. Obviously, the 3 Final Four appearances, winning that state quarterfinal game. We had 4 of those. We won 3, we lost 1, and that 98 season, we lost to Chaminade, and obviously they won it. So, but we got to play all 4 of those games here. So I always, you know, tease a little bit and say, you know, we had a little help. God kind of helped us with which team won in the other sectional.
You know, you talk about those quarterfinal games. I go back, you know, during your coaching tenure, one of them that I really remember is the sectional game up at North County whenever Blake hits the dramatic home run and, you know, pushes us to that quarterfinal game.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of my memories that I go back to sometimes.
That game's still on YouTube if you want to see Blake hit it. So it was that game was a lot of people remember the home run that Blake hit, and it was a long way out. And it was a big hit for us to propel us. But the last play of the game was the Howard kid that got a changeup, and Eric Chappell went back to the wall and caught it through the limbs.
Caught it through the limbs, yes. Hey, Eric listens to a lot of these broadcasts. He might be watching. Yes.
I thought, oh man, that may leave the yard. It carries up there.
Yeah, you're right. There was a little overhanging limb.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes.
Eric was playing left field in that ball game.
Mm-hmm.
He sure was.
Yeah.
So 14 years here at Sikeston.
Actually, it was 15.
Was
actually.
it?
Mm-hmm.
My paper says 14. I'm going to have to get on Coach
That's
McGill
okay.
for that.
That's all right.
So 15 years. You know, you brought up a couple of the individuals. As it's 4th down here, by the way. We've got Coach Kevin Self with us. If you're just now joining us, we've got a 4th down and about 4 here for the Stars. Let's see what they're going to run, and actually it's going to end up being a delay of game. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. We're going to back them up 5 more yards. You know, obviously, you brought up there's easy guys to talk about. You know, you can go the Blake way. We already talked about the big home run. You know, Jacob Friday going on playing. You know, baseball being very successful up for
broke a lot of records.
Yeah,
at
broke
Mizzou.
a lot of records up there at the University of Columbia.
You know, Lance went to SLU. He's now
head
coach.
Yeah, and that's where I was getting ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
You got to feel good about that. He's D1 head coach Lance Rhodes. Shout out to him.
Yeah, congratulations. I have yet to get a chance to talk to him and congratulate him.
And that's a big sack on 4th down.
Yeah, that is. We need a turnover.
Yeah,
we need a turnover.
And that's a turnover right there. So good job by Coach Hop and his defense. Bulldogs will get another possession here. 1:37 left in this first quarter. Sikeston trails 6-0. They're getting ready to start their 3rd offensive possession here tonight. So now, you personally, a lot of people don't know. Well, a lot of people probably do know that you were a standout yourself as a player when in your high school days. But you went on and played at Murray State. You were a racer.
Yes, that was through the summer. I was lucky enough to get spotted when I guess was a junior. We went to Paducah, and Murray went to Murray and played. And I pitched against one of the kids that had signed with Murray, and Jay Cox hit a triple and we scored 1 run, beat him 1-0. And after that, I was on their radar, and that's what I wanted to do. I had an offer at SEMO, but I wanted to play D1, and SEMO was 1AA at the time.
Gotcha.
So, but I enjoyed that. It was I learned a lot.
Fumble by the Bulldogs on the first play. A little problem on the exchange right there. Gave the ball right back to McCluer North. So over at Murray State, you were a pitcher?
Yes.
Is that right?
I was. Every now and then in the fall when guys had classes and it wasn't important, coach would let me play some outfield and let me hit.
Well, I was going to say, I played a lot of softball throughout the years with you, and you were a pretty good outfielder and could hit the ball pretty well too. So I was surprised they just used you as a pitcher.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the college. There's very few guys that get to do both.
And a lefty that could throw, it's a valuable commodity out there.
Yeah, I think I was the guy that I wasn't going to throw it by anybody, but I could throw a breaking ball down in the zone, get a ground ball.
So tell us a little bit, you've been retired from Sikeston for a few years. I don't know how many years. It's probably been more than I can even think of or whatever.
I think this is my 9th year.
Ninth year retired. So what are you doing now, Coach?
Well,
tell us a little bit about.
I spent 7 years at the Christian Academy here in Sikeston,
right,
and was administrator there. And then an ex-player, Ben Nelson, who was on that 2001 team, called me about a math job, a critical shortage math job. And so I first told him no, and then God changed my mind and showed me that it's not about me. And so I felt like I needed to go down and fill a void that they had. And so I can do that for this year will be my last year.
So then after this year, we'll see.
After this year, we'll see what God's got in store.
That's exactly. You never know, but you'll find out in the next 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
It'll come to you here in the next 6 months. Inside 10 seconds here, first quarter action going to be 3rd down and 10. Looks like McCluer is going to go ahead and let this clock run 2 zeros, and it does. And as the horn sounds, that brings us to the end of the first quarter. McCluer North leads your Sikeston Bulldogs 6-0. So, Coach Self, we appreciate you coming up here. Appreciate you taking time with us tonight. Congratulations on getting inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight. We'll see you down there at halftime.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate you. We'll step aside for a quick 60-second break. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV. Welcome back to second quarter action here. Flip the field, and it will be 3rd down and 10 for the North Stars coming out of that timeout. Pass is complete over the middle. Ball comes loose. Sikeston says they have it. No indication yet. Bulldogs are pointing that way. And it looks like Sikeston did recover. So a big turnover right there created by the Bulldog defense. So the pass was complete, but then it was a strip on the tackle that knocked it loose. I couldn't see who was able to recover it, but it was rolling around there. That's a big turnover there by the Bulldog defense, and offense is back in business. Jeff, one of the problems offensively tonight, we haven't really had very good field position.
That's right,
I'd
Chris.
like to see us flip this field a little bit.
See if the Bulldogs can get something going.
Gage kept it himself. Looks like he's going to lose about a yard on the play. Boy, it sure was good to hear Coach Self come up here and talk to us a little bit. I know he's very deserving of going into the Hall of Fame here tonight. I think it's a little overdue, but
Kevin Self's been a friend of mine for a long time. We grew up together. He's a few years older than me, but
you guys played a lot of ball together.
A lot of ball together. Know his family well. It's something about the Self family. It's something in their DNA that baseball
yeah, that's right.
is their thing.
Gage tried the right side this time. Nothing there. He's going to lose a couple of more. Defensive line is really getting some penetration and not giving the Bulldog ball carriers any room to maneuver out there. 10:40 and counting here. Second quarter action. Bulldogs trail 6-0.
Happy birthday, by the way, buddy.
Thank you.
My
appreciate
partner,
it.
Chris Hotchkiss.
I appreciate
it's his
that.
birthday today. I don't know if he wants me to tell how old he is, but he's 44.
44, I don't care. I'm good with it.
You're a little bit older than me.
Get a flag on the play. Probably, I would say, did the Bulldogs get timeout? No, they got timeout before the delay of game. I say the play clock had went to 0, but it looks like the Bulldogs had called timeout first. So that'll give us a chance to step aside for a quick break. 10:19 left, second quarter action. Bulldogs trail 6-0. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV. Handoff right up the middle. Goes nowhere. Looks like got back to the original line of scrimmage maybe, and that's going to bring up fourth down. So Bulldogs are going to lose about 4 total yards on this possession and are going to be forced to punt. Tell you, all night long, even, punts and runs and passing attempts, there's been a lot of pressure created by this North Stars defense so far tonight.
Yeah, you can see McCluer North is a very talented bunch. They almost got to that punt right there.
I was going to say that was a pretty good recovery there by Gage, as that was a low snap. It skipped back to him. He did a good job to kind of short hopped it like a shortstop.
Yeah.
And got off a pretty good punt. He got it out to the 45 of McCluer North. Again, it goes back to that field position. The Bulldogs have been on the wrong end all night long of this field position game. Maybe they can get a turnover in plus territory right here and get something going. 9:27 left in this first half. Next 2 weeks we'll be on the road. travel to, I believe, Poplar Bluff
Poplar
next week.
Bluff next Friday.
And then travel to Jackson the week after that. And then, so after those, we had 2 home games, 2 road games. Then we come back home. I believe it's the 27th of September.
26 or 27?
Yeah, 26th, 27th, whatever that Friday is. And that's going to be homecoming. We will be hosting the Cape Central Tigers here for homecoming. Have the big homecoming tailgate north of the football field out on the tennis courts that we've done for the last few years. That's always a great time. Good job out of running back to elude the initial would-be tackler. He's going to end up picking up a bunch of yards. So what should have been a loss is ended up going to be in a gain of about 26 or 29 yards.
29-yard run by number 8, Trayvon Springfield.
That's Springfield.
Springfield's had a nice game so far.
He has so far. Absolutely.
Number 58, Seth Copeland, and number 3, Daniel Lawrence on the tackle.
Bring up first down and 10 for McCluer North from the 26. Springfield again up the middle. Got a flag on the play. Thrown in the area of the line.
Number 8, Trayvon Springfield, the ball carrier.
It's usually a holding situation.
Yeah, that's where you'll see holding a lot of times called. We'll wait and see if holding or a face mask are going to get a block in the back. Block in the back against McCluer North.
McCluer.
So that'll back them up. That's a 10-yard penalty, it looks like.
10-yard penalty
To
against
bring up
McCluer.
first.
2nd and 20 now for McCluer.
8:40 and counting here in this first half. 1st and 20 for the North Stars. Passes off the hands of the would-be receiver, and it's going to fall incomplete.
It's one of those where you hoped a Bulldog defender was around for that
Yeah.
tip.
Number 1,
You know, we had 2 of those last week that went
Yes.
that went against us, that were tipped up, and
One in the end zone.
yeah, one in the end zone. Bulldogs didn't have a defender right there to pick that off, but good coverage. Bring up 2nd down and 20 after the incomplete pass. Clock stops. 8:32 left. First quarter action. Around the left side, a nice little gain there by Day.
number 15, Nykel Day, the ball carrier.
It's going to bring up 3rd and about 13.
Big 3rd down play. You know, in plus territory right here, you know that probably going to be going forward on 4th down here. So defense, you got to have the mindset of we got to stop them twice, and the Bulldogs are going to jump. So that's going to be a free 5 yards here for the North Stars.
Offsides against the Bulldogs. 5-yard penalty.
It's going to be 3rd and 7. It was a 3rd and 12 at 5 yards. Going to make it 3rd and 7.
McCluer.
Pass over the middle was complete to number 1, Harris.
Pass complete.
Looks
to
like
number
he
1,
is going to
Casey
have
Harris.
enough for a first down. Needed 7, got about 8. And that's going to move the chains.
Eight-yard gain. First down, McCluer.
Ball's going to be marked right on the 15-yard line. And a false start there against McCluer North, so that'll back them up 5 yards.
False start against
It'll be
McCluer.
1st and
5-yard penalty.
15. Again, at halftime tonight, we will have our Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame ceremony. So stay with us. We will have that here at halftime. Got some individuals, and I think there's one team. There's a cheerleading team that's getting inducted tonight along with numerous individuals. One of those, as we said earlier, being Miss Wanda Troop. She will be joining us during the second half to come up for an interview. Hand off the left side, nothing there. Good job. Bulldogs say they have it. No indication from the official yet, but Sikeston's running out saying they have the football.
Number 15, Michael Day, the ball carrier.
A red jersey did come out with it. I don't know if they're saying that he was down. McCluer North was starting to switch players, but looks like it's going to stay with McCluer North. So Sikeston thought they had a turnover right there, but running back was down.
Bulldogs need something positive to happen for them.
Yeah, that would have been a good turnover right there if they could have got that. Going to bring up second down and long. Second at about 17 or 18 here as the clock goes inside 7 minutes in this first half. Another run on that left side by Day. Nothing there. He's going to lose another yard. Did Day. Had to back him up a little bit more.
Nice job by the Bulldog defense right there. Swarming around the runner.
Number 5, Montez McClinton, and number 80, Charlie Boyce on the tackle.
Montez McClinton and Charlie Boyce in on that tackle. Third and long here. Bulldogs need a big stop. Pass over the middle, intended receiver couldn't connect with him. It's going to fall incomplete and brings up a fourth down. Boy, there was a couple of receivers right there, but
yeah,
just couldn't make the connection. Could butts and falls incomplete. Big fourth down here for the Bulldog defense. 6:09 left, first half action. Glad you're with us. We had some technical problems getting on tonight, but Coach Beidler and his crew did a great job. They worked hard. We were sitting up here just getting to hang out and enjoy the game, and they were working hard to get us on air. So we'd like to thank them. They do an excellent job each and every week bringing you Bulldog sports. We're going to get a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 6:09 left, first half action. Bulldogs trail 6-0. Both teams come back on the field for a big fourth down, 4th and 20. They've got to get all the way down to the 5-yard line of the Bulldogs do McCluer North. Let's see what play they're dialing up. Back to pass, looking down the right side. Got a man open. He got back behind the cornerback, but it's going to fall incomplete. And on that incompletion, they will turn the ball over, and the Bulldogs will take over from their own 25. Jeff, at last check, I was looking, the Cardinals, who are absolutely on fire right now. They get the best record since the All-Star break. The Cardinals were leading 2-1. They're on the road at Pittsburgh this weekend. So Cardinals are leading right now. I think it was the 5th or 6th inning if I remember. But sad news in Cardinal Nation tonight, as it was just released by the Cardinals about an hour or so ago, that Chris Duncan passed away.
Yeah, Chris Duncan, who was a really good player for the Cardinals, not too long ago, has been battling cancer for several years.
I think it was brain cancer that
Yeah.
he had. He was always a fan favorite, was Chris
Yes.
Duncan, and his dad was pitching
Dave
coach.
Duncan, yeah.
Pitching coach for years during that Tony La Russa time and era. So I know as Cardinal fans, they got some heavy hearts with that news. We've had a couple different people contact us up here tonight about it through social media, saying they saw the reports. And couple yard loss there by Gage on the quarterback keep, and it looks like the Bulldogs are going to let the clock run down and then take a timeout. And I see Coach Flanagan talking on the sideline to freshman quarterback Joseph Heckemeyer. So he may be coming into this game coming out of that timeout. 5:16 left in this first half. Bulldogs trail 6-0. So Gage is asked to do a lot. And he's your punter. He's out there on defense as a safety. He's your quarterback. He's got the ball in his hands a lot. Last week he struggled with some cramps, and I don't know if that's his issue again tonight. Maybe struggling with some cramps. It is very hot and humid
Very
out
hot
there tonight. So they've got Gage over on the sideline getting some fluids in him, so you got to think maybe that is the issue. And freshman quarterback Joseph Heckemeyer is going to try it out with the Bulldog offense. See if they can put a drive here in this second quarter. McClinton is the running back in the backfield. Hand off to him off the right side. Not much there, but he did bounce it outside and gets ahead for a few. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. So those 3 or 4 yards that they lost on first down, Montez McClinton got them back on that second down carry to bring up 3rd and 10.
Montez had a really nice game week 1. I think maybe 130-something yards, maybe.
He had 13 carries for 137 yards and scored a defensive touchdown.
That's right.
So he did find pay dirt, but it was on the defensive side of the football. Good crowd here tonight, this Friday night. And nothing there for number 20. That's Keon Graham, the Bulldog running back. He's going to be stacked up, and those 4 yards that Montez McClinton just got, you're going to lose, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Bulldogs are going to be forced to punt.
Bulldogs just cannot get anything going.
Yeah, offensively, sure haven't been able to. Gage does come back on the field for this punting situation. Tell you, McCluer North has gotten some pretty good pressure on the last couple of punts.
They're going to be bringing the house this time.
Yeah, they're stacked up there on the line. They're ready. Gage is all the way back inside his own 10, so they're trying to. And a good job by Gage getting it away. And it's going to be downed at the 40.
Excellent job by Gage to get that punt off. The snap has been short a few times back to him, and he's been able to scoop it up like a first baseman, getting a throw from an infielder, and he gets it off amazingly.
So 3:38 left in this first half. McCluer North will begin on their 40-yard line. Good field position again to start for the Stars. Been rooting for turnovers all night, but one right here would be really nice.
Really nice.
Bulldogs could get them an interception or a fumble recovery or something in this situation. That'd go a long way late in this first half.
Got a flag thrown by one of the officials.
Yeah. Play clock had not run down to 0, so it's not delay a game. Those sorted out. sideline infraction against McCluer North. So it looks like
Sideline penalty against McCluer. 5-yard penalty.
they're going to go ahead, and are they going to mark it back?
It's usually a warning.
So they're not going to mark it off. It looks like they're just going to give them a warning.
Just a warning.
It's not the 5-yard variety. It doesn't look like.
It's like when you're driving down the interstate, Chris, and you get pulled over.
Ooh,
It's happened a few times, right?
yeah. Let's not.
Don't
talk
you
about
usually get a warning?
that. Let's not talk about that. 1st and 10, McCluer North.
I think I recall a basketball game last year. After that game,
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
2-yard loss.
Mikel Day, the ball carrier.
Good job. I think it was Copeland getting in there making that tackle. Good job by
Loss of 2 on the
Seth.
play. 2nd and 12.
Getting in there and getting a tackle. He was the leading tackler after the first game of the season. They'll lose 2 on the play. Will the Stars?
7, Brian Jasper.
Play clock continues to run down. Looks like the Stars aren't sure what they want to do. And now they're going to go ahead and be forced to use a timeout. No, they're going to delay a game.
Delay of game against McCluer. That's a 5-yard penalty.
I thought for a second it looked like the quarterback wanted to use a
Yeah.
timeout, but he never did.
Will all of our
Not sure if they have any timeouts left.
It shows one. Nope, you're right. It does. I thought it showed 1, but that was on the Sikeston side. You're right. They have no timeouts left, so that's why they couldn't take one. Good catch there, Jeff. 2:46 left in this first half. McCluer North leads Sikeston 6-0. The Bulldogs got the ball to start this game, so McCluer North will get it to start the second half. Looking back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, and a receiver drops it out in the flat as he was open but couldn't take it. And we've got a flag on the play, it looks like. There is a flag on the play.
Pass intended for number 6, Devin Williams.
Blocking the back against McCluer North.
It's going to back them up any farther, even further.
Blocking the back against McCluer.
So if that's a spot foul, maybe you go ahead and take it and push them back more.
That's right.
Looks like they will go ahead and accept that penalty. Where will the Bulldogs? All the Hall of Fame and Wall of Fame inductees tonight are starting to make their way down. We'll be bringing that to you at halftime here tonight. Glad you're with us. SPS TV on our YouTube channel, your home for Sikeston Bulldog Athletics. Now it looks like Sikeston's going to go ahead and decline it. They started marking it back, but I guess the Bulldogs decided to decline it.
Well, their thinking is they want to take the down, hopefully get the ball back.
Right. 2:39 left in this first half.
Well, was it a pass or was it a what?
3rd and 17. Inside handoff. He's going to gain about 1, maybe 2 on the play, but doesn't get a lot. Mark Fisher in on the tackle. And that's going to bring up 4th and long, and the Bulldogs are going to burn a timeout to stop the clock here. They're trying to preserve it as much time as they can. That'll give us a chance to step aside. 2:27 left in the first half. Sikeston trails 6-0.
St. Francis Healthcare is pleased to welcome Ferguson Medical Group providers, colleagues, and patients into its St. Francis family. Healthcare that fits you since 1959. Montgomery Bank is a proud supporter of the Sikeston Bulldogs. To learn more about Montgomery Bank, please visit us on Facebook or at montgomerybank.com.
Big fourth down here. Bulldogs drop 2 back to receive this punt. Hopefully Sikeston can get some good field position here. Looks like they're not going to get a big rush. They're going to opt for a good return. Snap is good. High kick right down the middle. Fielded by Keon Graham at his own 35. Gets across the 40. And is going to get to about the 42.
Flag on the play.
They're going to mark him down at the 40, but we'll wait and see what the yellow flag is for. Going to be marked off against the Bulldogs. No indication yet of what the penalty is. We're still waiting for that. It's a dead ball personal foul against the Bulldogs and a dead ball personal foul against McCluer North. Those offset, so it's first down.
This penalty against both the Bulldogs and McCluer. Those penalties offset.
Probably a little skirmish
So if
of
those
some sort.
So they marked it back 5 yards. He got tackled on the 40. It was offset and penalty, so I'm a little confused why they marked it back 5 yards. But nonetheless, Sikeston's going to start from the 35. They got 2:15 left in this first half. Bulldogs trying to put something together. Gage with the quick hitter to the outside. It's going to fall incomplete. Daniel Lawrence, the intended receiver, out there. Clock stops. 2:11 left. First half action. Jeff, I'm going to give you a little trivia question.
What's
Sikeston playing McCluer North tonight.
okay?
Who in the house here tonight at Public School Stadium is an alumni of McCluer North?
Wow. Let's see.
Gage is going to be tackled for a loss, and looks like he is down. He gets up after a little bit, gets a glad hand from McCluer North where the ball came loose, but it was after Gage hit the ground. So Sikeston lucky there just to retain possession. Going to bring up 3rd and long after that loss. Clock continues to run as it goes inside 2 minutes. So I'll give you a hint. Well, go ahead. If you
Is this a Sikeston resident now?
Sikeston resident now.
Do they work for the school system?
They work for the school system. Everybody in this booth that works for the school system ultimately is their boss.
Oh, it's Dr. Tony Robinson.
Dr. Tony Robinson is a graduate of McCluer North as Lontez McClinton rumbles his way down for a big gain. Needed 16 and got about 18. That's going to big 3rd down pickup right there for Lontez McClinton.
Clock's running.
Sikeston's out of timeout, so they got to go quick here. Buck 25 left. Joseph Heckemeyer is out there under center as Gage went down. And he's down again as that play just taking too long. That D-line is just getting through the offensive line. As the clock's going to go inside a minute. He's going to lose about 5 on that play, 5 or 6.
2nd and 14, Bulldogs.
2nd down and 14. Got to maybe try to go up top here or something a couple times. I mean, you don't have any timeouts left.
Just don't want to turn it over.
Yeah, you certainly do not want to turn over. They're going to stay conservative. Go Lontez McClinton pops out of his hands, but I believe the Bulldogs got it back.
think the Bulldogs will just
Yeah, I think this may be a situation where you just go
Take a
ahead
knee
and
and-
let that clock. Well, you don't even have to take a knee.
that's right.
Yeah,
20 seconds.
The game clock is ahead of the 40-second clock. So if they don't want to, the Bulldogs do not have to take another snap. And it looks like they are going to be content as the clock goes inside 10 seconds. And Heckemeyer's over talking to the coaching staff. So as the clock rose to zeros in this first half. That'll bring us to the end of the first half. Bulldogs trail 6-0. It was an early touchdown by McCluer North to go up, and no scoring since then. So we'll step aside for a break. Jeff Williams and myself, Chris Hotchkiss, will step aside, and we'll let you hear the Sikeston Marching Band. And as soon as the marching band is finished, we will have our Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame ceremony. So thanks for being with us in this first half. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV.
For your halftime entertainment, the Sikeston Public Schools presents the Sikeston Bulldog Marching Band under the direction of Derek Steelman and Kim Whitehead. Drum majors are Brittany Bryers and Jeremiah Fuller. The trumpet soloist is Connor Clark, and trombone soloist is Seth Steelman. The band will feature the music of Journey, begins with the song Any Way You Want It, and concludes with the song Open Arms. Drum majors, Brittany Bryers and Jeremiah Fuller. Is your band ready? You may take the field in exhibition. Ladies and gentlemen, now please stand for the playing of red and black. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sikeston Public Schools would like to welcome you to tonight's game between the Sikeston Bulldogs and the McCluer North Stars. Tonight, we want to introduce the 2019 honorees of Sikeston Public Schools Hall of Fame and Honor Wall. Inductees' names and teams are featured in the Sikeston Fieldhouse, and the inductees will also receive a certificate recognizing their years of service to Sikeston Public Schools or their outstanding contribution to the Sikeston Bulldogs. First, we'd like to recognize the following Honor Wall recipients for their outstanding achievements and meritorious service to Sikeston Public Schools and the community. Tonight, we begin with Steve Borgsmiller. Steve Borgsmiller is honored tonight for his outstanding service to the R6 District, 31 years, the City of Sikeston, 8 years, and SEMO Sikeston Higher Education Center, 6 years. Starting his Bulldog career as a high school social studies teacher, Borgsmiller served as the high school assistant principal and principal before becoming the superintendent. During his tenure as superintendent, he played a vital role in the building of the Math and Science Center. He also spearheaded the renovations of Southeast Elementary, Sikeston Alternative Center, Kindergarten Center, Junior High Library, High School Cafeteria, and football stadium and track. As Sikeston City Manager, Borgsmiller completed the following projects that improved the city's looks and business opportunities: the extension of Salcedo Road to Ingram Road, construction of the Boot Hill Golf Course, construction of the Northern Interchange on I-55, and development of Sikeston Business Education and Technology Park. Congratulations to Steve Borgsmiller. Our next Honor Wall honoree, Pat Taylor. A living symbol of the red and black, Pat Taylor talks and walks the words. She's a school of highest credit, none other have so great, as she goes about helping the Sikeston Public Schools and this community in any way that she can. Taylor shines as a Bulldog supporter. She is a founding member of the Honor Wall Hall of Fame Committee and the Bulldog Booster Club, for which she served as both president and secretary. She has served as the Bulldogs team transportation and tournament coordinator. She has actively participated on the Sikeston Public School Advisory Committee for over 20 years. Furthermore, Taylor has always been a positive participant in bond issues and other school activities. Congratulations to Pat Taylor. Next, Libby Caskey. A visionary who has been instrumental in the advancement and growth of this district, Libby Caskey has devoted 48 years to education, 41 of those years with Sikeston Public Schools. After teaching both 8th and 9th grade English, Caskey attended her certification to become the Sikeston Junior High Librarian. She directed the conversion of the Junior High Library to digital format, and she later directed the renovations of both the Junior High Library and High School Library. Her innovative improvements to these libraries changed the way in which 21st century students approach their studies and interact with research. After retiring in 2008, Caskey returned to the classroom at the Sikeston Alternative Center, where she taught English to juniors and seniors and served as librarian. Congratulations, Libby Caskey. Our next honoree, Sally Lape. Sally Mitchell Lape, English teacher, Barker advisor, and Growler advisor. Taught English and journalism to Sikeston Junior High and Sikeston High School students for 32 years. As Barker advisor, Lape guided her newspaper staffs to multiple All-Missouri first-place state honors from the Missouri Interscholastic Press Association. She led her Growler staffs to numerous National Gallery of Excellence Awards from Walsworth Publishing Company. Many of her newspaper and yearbook students won individual first-place Show Me Awards from the MIPA for news, feature, and sports writing, photography, and editorial cartoons. Congratulations, Sally Lape. Our next honoree, Wanda Troop. Wanda Troop's achievements were obvious in the biology classroom for 32 years as she helped multiple students win awards at the Southeast Missouri Junior Academy and Regional Science Fair and compete at state and national levels. 9 of her students were selected to attend international science and engineering fairs. Because of their outstanding research, these students received college scholarships and awards. 2 other areas in which Troop excelled were coaching cheerleading and co-sponsoring Red Peppers. Troop helped supervise the decoration of 68 homecoming dances and Red Pepper formals, and for 40 years, Troop sponsored Sikeston cheerleaders. In 1987, MSHSAA established state competitions for cheerleading teams. Troop's Wonder Coach reign began in 1992. For 25 consecutive years, Sikeston High School cheerleading teams have placed 1st through 4th in the Missouri Cheerleading State Competition. Commonly known in the R6 district as the Ladies, Caskey, Lape, and Troop were not ready to officially retire. Today they serve as instructional coaches in social studies, English, and science, and work with teachers on teaching strategies, curriculum, and planning. And they have also created an ACT prep program designed to help Sikeston students with their ACT scores. Congratulations to Libby Caskey, Sally Lape, and Wanda Troop, who have collectively amassed over 130 years as educators. The following Hall of Fame team, athletes, and coaches received all state and or post-secondary honors for their athletic achievements in their respective sports. Through their participation in high school sports, they brought recognition to Bulldog Nation. First up, the 2013-2014 state cheerleading team. The Sikeston High School's 2013-2014 cheerleading team brought home a 4th place finish in the 3A Large Division State Championship cheerleading competition held at the University of Missouri Hearns Center. Led by coaches Jacqueline Scott, Wanda Troop, and Melissa Whitehead, this team of 27 was composed of strong leadership and drive. As Rachel Hobson and Abby Jones said, they were a close squad, very supportive of each other during all of our practices and competition. Congratulations to the 2013-2014 Sikeston State cheerleading team. Our next honoree, Madison Carol Cheney. Named as the 2013 Standard Democrat Female Athlete of the Year, Madison Cheney, a 2013 alumni, made quite a name for herself on both the soccer and softball fields. Cheney slammed her way into Bulldog softball history her senior year with a .485 batting average, a .562 on-base percentage, and all-district softball honors. However, as Lady Bulldogs' top soccer scorer, she became legendary by scoring 28 goals in 2012, 19 goals in 2013, and claiming first-team All-District and first-team All-Conference awards. Recruited by the University of the Ozarks, Cheney continued her soccer prowess by being named as the 2018 leading goal scorer and Offensive Player of the Year and winning third-team All-Conference honors. Accepting her certificate this evening is Carson Austin. Madison was unable to be here this evening because she's playing soccer. Our next honoree, J.T. Jones. A slam dunking machine, J.T. Jones, a 2014 Sikeston graduate, received first team All-Conference, first team All-District, first team All-Region, and first team All-State honors in both his junior and senior seasons as a Sikeston Bulldog. Majestically commanding the court, Jones ended his career with 736 rebounds and 1,320 points, the third highest point scored in Bulldog basketball history. Named as the Missouri Class 4 Player of the Year his senior year, Jones played on 4 Bulldog teams with a combined record of 102-12. That included a state championship in 2011, a third-place finish in 2013, and a quarterfinal appearance in 2012. Congratulations, number 32, J.T. Jones. And our next honoree, Coach Kevin Self. Sikeston native Kevin Self managed the Sikeston Bulldog baseball team from 1997 to 2011. During his 14-year post as head coach, Self led the Bulldogs to 6 district titles, 3 state tournament trips, and a 266-98 record, which is the best record by any coach in Sikeston baseball history. Self's 2001 baseball team finished second in the Class 4 state tournament, a feat that no other Bulldog baseball coach or team has accomplished. A former Bulldog baseball phenom himself, Coach Self continued his career at Murray State University before returning to Sikeston High School to teach math and lead the Diamond Dogs as head coach. Congratulations, Coach Kevin Self. And congratulations to all of our Hall of Fame and Honor Wall inductees.
Welcome back as we get set for second half action. Bulldogs trail 6-0. McCluer North will receive the football to start this second half. We hope you enjoyed the sights and the sounds from the Sikeston band during their halftime performance, and then all of the individuals and the team, the cheerleading team that got inducted here into the Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame at halftime. It was a great ceremony. A lot of deserving folks out there on the track tonight in that Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame. Mr. Borgsmiller led us off with that induction tonight. Longtime Sikeston educator and former superintendent. Pat Taylor was inducted also tonight. Libby Caskey, Sally Lake, Wanda Troop, who missed Troop. She will join us sometime during this second half. We'll talk to her a little bit.
A lot of my former teachers.
Yeah, they're my former teachers also.
If they could put up with us, they should be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
No doubt about it. 2013, 2014 state cheerleading team, they were inducted tonight, that state championship team of the 3A large. Madison Cheney was inducted tonight. She was not able to be here, but her nephew stepped in for her. JT Jones and Kevin Self rounded out all of the folks that were inducted tonight. Congratulations to each and every one of them. Kickoff goes into the end zone, and it's going to be dead back there.
Chris, do you see who kicked it off?
Dylan Thornborough got back from the soccer game and booted one into the end zone.
Kickoff on number 14, Dylan Thornborough.
It's kind of rare to play two high school sports in the same day.
In one night.
One night.
So, was this Deion Sanders-esque where they, got him in a helicopter and flew him down here?
I bet his mom drove pretty fast.
No, Kim wouldn't drive fast.
She wouldn't do that.
She wouldn't do that. Oh, wasn't it Deion? It was Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson. I think it was Deion.
Deion
that
played
a baseball game and then went, or maybe it was he played football first.
He had a Atlanta Falcons football game during the afternoon. Then they helicoptered him to a playoff game for the Braves that evening.
So it's going to be 1st and 10, McCluer North from their own 20-yard line after Thornborough booted one into the end zone. Hand off to Springfield, right up the middle, broke a couple of tackles, got free, and is taken down at about the 25-yard line.
Ball carrier number 8, Trayvon Springfield, brought down by number 5, Montez McClinton. Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5, McClure.
You always be on the other side of the script. You stay there. You hold that shot right there. Hold it.
Trying to see if I can scroll through and
Quick. Zoom in on that collar and focus.
Some area scores.
yeah, I'm trying to get some area scores. I don't see much on here right now.
Do we have a Cardinal update?
I'll get you a Cardinal update. Last time I checked, it was 2-1, but I'll get you another. Scamper there by the quarterback. Wasn't much there. Now he's being pushed back. Let's check the forward progress. And they're going to give him forward progress across the 30, and that will be enough for a first down.
Number 5, Angelo Bucks, the ball carrier.
So Jeff Thornborough
Brought down by
watching.
number 3, Daniel Lawrence.
He says that
6 on the play.
Kim drove like a madman down I-55.
He can say that. We won't.
Yeah, I was not going to say that.
No.
Kim's a good lady, and I wasn't going to throw her under the bus, but I'll let Jeff throw her under the bus. That's his job. So, nonetheless, we're glad that Dylan's here. 1st and 10, McCluer North. From their 31, back to pass as Butts got a man open in the flat. Completely broke the tackle as it was good coverage. And he wasn't going to get much. It was going to be a very short gain, but it's going to be a nice gain out to close to midfield. They're going to mark him just a little bit short of midfield.
Angelo Bucks threw that ball.
Got a text, somebody wanting to know the Kevin Self's record at Sikeston when they were doing the Hall of Fame stuff. According to the program, Coach Self had a record of 266 and 98, the all-time winningest coach at Sikeston baseball history, 266 and 98.
Pretty impressive
Yeah.
record.
Very impressive record. He talked with us in the first half when he was up here about a lot of his players and teams and how good they were and how they are as just men in general right now. Short gain on the play of about 4.
The thing about Coach Self, just a man of integrity.
No doubt.
Ran his program the right way with a lot of character, a lot of discipline and hard work.
Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6 for McCluer.
Just a fine role model for those young men who came through his program.
Deanna Wilson checking in with us. She's watching. She's an avid supporter of Bulldog athletics and watches us quite a bit.
Deanna probably already has on her Florida Gator gear. She is a Florida.
That's going to be a pass
Oh.
interference as the D-back never turned around. That's a pretty easy call
Yeah.
out there probably.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, Deanna, a huge Florida fan. I hate it. No, I'm not going to admit it. We'll just leave it alone. I like to give Deanna a hard time about her Florida Gators.
Interference against the Bulldogs.
That is going to be a penalty against the Bulldogs, and
Pass intended for number 9.
I think that will be enough for a first down for McCluer North.
If he turns his head, though, isn't there a thing about his head?
If it's a jump ball, by the end of the season, do you know everybody's name and number?
Haven't marked it off yet, but so it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and that'll push them further into Bulldog territory, all the way down to the 32-yard line.
Big penalty. See if the Bulldogs can hold their ground, not let McCluer North get into the end zone here in the early part of the third quarter.
Yeah, you know, I went over at halftime and hopped on the radio with Jeff Limbaugh, and that's what I talked about. You know, the offense obviously struggled as Butts is going to keep it himself off the left side now, breaks a couple tackles, and finally taken down inside the 30 to about the 26. But, you know, offense sputtered a lot in that first half, but I mean the defense held stiff. You know, they had that opening drive, did McCluer North, and scored. But really after that, the defense had their backs against the wall a lot. McCluer North spent a lot of time in Bulldog territory, but they were able to keep them out of the end zone and keep this at a one-score game. So hopefully we can keep it there. Going to be close to another first down for McCluer North.
Ball carrier number 8, Trayvon Spring.
It's going to be third down and short here for the Stars. Charlie Boyce in on the tackle for the Bulldogs defensively. Going to have to hold them for 2 straight plays here are the Bulldogs. As you know, McCluer North going to be going for it on 4th down. Butts in the shotgun. Eludes a couple of defenders, has enough for a first down and more as he's taken out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. And that'll be another first down for the Stars. Joined here by Miss Wanda Troop.
Hello.
Miss Troop, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Congratulations on your induction tonight into the
Thank
Wall
you.
of Fame. Long
I'm honored.
overdue.
Thank you.
We were talking to a lot of former students up here
That's right.
of
my.
yours about the positive impact you had on this group up here. We were talking about you in the
Well,
first
thank
half
you.
and everything that you did. So we appreciate you personally,
Thank
everything that you did for us.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here with Sikeston.
And that's in and out of the hands of the receiver. Would have been a touchdown, but he couldn't bring it in. So it'll be second down and 10. So 32 years in the classroom, right?
Yes, 32 years teaching science.
All of those years at the high school?
No, I started at the middle school,
Okay.
6th and 7th, and then I moved over to high school and taught high school
I'll
sophomore
say-
biology and biology 2.
I was going to say high school was the majority of those 32
Yes,
years, right?
yes.
You weren't at 6th and 7th grade very long,
No,
I don't
not
think.
very long.
If I remember right.
You know, we have great kids here. We really do
We
in
do.
Sikeston.
So think, I actually was thinking about this whenever Coach McGill kind of gave me the script as we get a timeout on the field. Gives us a great break here to talk to Miss Troop. I was just, looking through here, a lot of these different people, Libby Caskey, Sally Lapue, Miss Pat Taylor, a lot of great women going
Thank
in
you.
tonight that have given a lot of their time and energy to not just Sikeston High School, but Sikeston Public Schools. We talk about your 32 years in the classroom, but you haven't gone anywhere. Even though you retired after 32 years,
No.
you're still here.
I know. What's the matter with me?
No,
I'm still
there's,
here.
there's nothing the matter with
But I
you.
do. It's
It's
a
your
good school.
passion.
It is.
And it's what you love to do.
And I love working with the teachers now, too. That's
Yeah,
great.
so now you transition. So did you take any time off after those 32 years, or you went
No.
right into being an academic coach?
I went right into being an academic coach, just like Miss Lape and just like Miss Caskey.
Okay.
We just never really quit. We just kept going.
And you've been an academic coach for how long now?
I've been an academic coach for 13 years.
Wow, so you're up to 45 years with the
Yes,
district.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Now, about, it's probably 27 years ago now, I know, you had a student in your class, and he was probably one of your favorites.
He was one of my favorites. How did you know that? Chris Hodgkins.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorites. I'm telling you.
I told her I was going to throw that in there and try to get her to say that. Another incomplete pass going to bring up third down as the Bulldog defense is trying to cling on to only being down one score. McCluer North up 6-0. They scored early, but the defense has done a good job holding them out of the end zone ever since. Got two more chances here to hold them out. So we talked, a little bit about your career in a classroom, but probably, you had some great students go to regional. I know
We did.
science fair,
We did.
and is it called national?
International.
International.
They were from Japan and China and Brazil and Germany and all over the world.
Yeah, and you
Students
had
came.
you had a good number of students that
We
went
did.
international, right?
Yes, we did. We did. We had a good time and we learned a lot. And we've had about 8 or 9 students that since I was teaching that went, and it was a great thing. It was.
Probably though, what I would say when somebody, and I'm gonna use myself. So people out there watching may not agree with me, but that's okay. They may not agree with me on a lot of things. But when I think of Miss Troop, yes, you were a former teacher of mine and science teacher. But I think what most people probably think of when they think of you is cheerleading and Red Peppers. As a quarterback, Springfield got free. He was stopped initially behind the line of scrimmage, but he's going to get into the end zone for a 17-yard touchdown run. But I was going to allude to cheerleading and Red Peppers. That's probably,
Yes, that was fun.
and you did those even after you retired for
I
a while,
did.
right?
I couldn't let it go. I had to do the Red Peppers for like 33 years and the cheerleaders for 40 years. So we had a lot of fun with that too.
So 68 homecoming dances and Red Peppers that you sponsored and set up for and tore down and everything. And so, when I heard that, I was like, oh, my gosh. I mean, you've really been out there and been involved in the lives of a lot of students. You think about 45 years now. So 32 in your own classroom, but you stayed on. You work with teachers and students now and all of the cheerleaders and Red
I'm
Peppers.
proud of them. They're doing a great job. And look at all those peppers.
Well, I was going to say, we talked about it last week up here. The section, the students, the bums have a good
yes.
group down there, but the Red Pepper section is
I mean,
absolutely
they're just
huge.
Jennifer and Sarah just doing an incredible job.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Shelby was telling me I think there's 92 new girls this year.
Yes.
Now, they're all not freshmen. I think there was about 80 freshmen
Yes,
that joined, but
yes.
there's about 12 sophomore,
Yes.
juniors, or seniors that are joining for the first time.
know.
It was like 92. But You know, and they're doing a good job now. The Red
It's a good
Peppers
tradition.
are, it's a great
Wonderful
tradition. But
tradition.
you were a huge part of that tradition
We had a lot of fun with that.
and making it to what it is today.
Ms. Burge, she was there for all of it, and she made it fun. And
Wonder
of
if
course,
Miss
Sarah
Burge-
and Jennifer were our officers.
Yes, they
So-
were back in 1995.
Yes, great year. Great year.
I'll tell you, you'll probably like to hear this. Sikeston trails 14-0. 7:06 left here, third quarter. I got home last Friday night after the Bulldogs won 24-18 last week against Vashon, and I asked Shelby. I said, "Okay, you had your first night as Cayenne.
Yes,
How
yeah.
was it? How'd it go?" She goes, "I got to ring the victory bell." And I was like, "Oh, that's the first thing she told me. I got to ring the victory bell."
That's huge.
Yeah.
That is huge.
She
See,
was-
the traditions that are passed down, they mean a lot. They mean a lot to the new kids, and they mean a lot to the ones that were here. It was good. It's good.
So, talk a little bit. Kind of putting you on the spot here a little bit. Just talk about what are some of your. I mean, I know there's a lot of memories, but can you pick out a couple of instances or a couple of memories that are just really, fond memories? Whether it was something in the classroom or a cheer squad that left an impression on you, or a certain time period, or something that you kind of look back on. Do you have something that really sticks out to you?
There's so many things that stick out to me. One class that sticks out is the class of 81. They were my very first cheerleaders,
Okay.
my very first group. And they will, go. They will.
Gage got inside. I think he got inside the 30. We'll see where he was knocked out of bounds. We'll mark him out right on about the 30, as you heard Miss Troop telling him to go. So a great run there by Gage. Got the Bulldogs in plus territory here, so hopefully they can take advantage of this. All right, so you were talking about that 81 squad.
Yes, they were my very first ones. Then, of course, the class of 94-95, they were the first ones that won state cheerleading, and that was huge. You can't mention one of them without mentioning all, because they've all, through the years, they've just stayed strong and they've stayed good. And the Red Peppers have supported the school, supported the teams. Now we have a great group of bums. Some of my best memories are with Judy Burge, and when we worked with students, we wanted to write a book and we never got to do it. So
You should.
yeah, but we'd be sued.
No, we're not
No.
We're not going to sue you.
No.
You know,
But
you talk about that 94-95 team. That was the first one
Yes.
to win state. But I think kind of that historic run started a few years earlier in
It did.
92.
It did.
Was the first team to finish in the top four.
Yes.
And then I think it was like 25 straight years
It
after
just-
that
it just
that the
blew.
cheerleaders
They
finished
tasted
in the
it,
top four.
and they never stopped. They just kept on, and it was a great year. We won again in 96, 97, and then it just kept going. So we just we had a good run. And of course, Ms. Kiefer, Megan Bivens, Ms. Voorhees, they're all doing such a great job with the cheerleaders now. They look so good, and I'm so proud of them, and I can't help but just get a tear in my eye. Tricia Kiefer.
Well, I was going to say, well, when you said Miss Kiefer, I know you were talking about.
I was talking about Abby.
You were talking about Abby, but
because of this right now. But
and
Tricia
I was
Kiefer,
right. Who is watching back home?
who is watching, she and I had a conversation, and she and I, we could really, I don't know what it was, we could work together. She would come up with ideas, and I'd figure out how we could do them. And we just had a wonderful time. We both believed in it. We didn't want anything to go down on our watch, so we had a great time.
Well, and I think she probably had an in with Coach Kiefer when he was athletic director to give you guys a little rein and let you have a little freedom and do the things you needed to, right?
You know, he did, but he turned us over to Mr. Tom Williams, and Mr. Williams didn't know what hit him.
You know, that may be one of the smartest moves that Coach Kiefer did as
No,
AD.
Exactly. Andy McGill has just been wonderful. He was wonderful to us all those years and supportive. And you got to be proud of what our school does and the kids at our school.
Yeah,
we
there's
have
a lot-
great young people here.
A lot of people out there watching right now that feel the same way you do.
Mm-hmm.
Proud of the students, administrators, the teachers, faculty, everybody
Yeah.
here. Long, rich tradition. And,
And, you know,
a lot of the people out here tonight were a huge part of that long, rich tradition.
It's not only the students you had or the cheerleaders or the Red Peppers or the bums. It's the students you had in the classroom, and then you got to know their parents. Dan McPherson. I was talking to him last night,
Uh-huh.
and his daughters and son. I had them, and I hope he's doing well. But it's when you get to know the parents, and you get to know what they've done, and how much they've helped our students. The parents do a lot of it.
No doubt about it. 3rd down and 10 play here for the Bulldogs. Gage looking over the middle, nothing there, and he's going to be sacked. Wasn't a great snap. He's going to lose about 3 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Well, we won't keep you up here all night long. I
Thank you
appreciate
for having me up
yeah,
here.
no, I really appreciate you coming up here and sharing some old stories. And I know there's people back home watching, whether they're at home or in their car watching on YouTube or whatever, that have a lot of admiration for you and just
thank
love
you.
to hear some of your old stories. And
I thank them.
Yeah.
I've loved every bit of it.
We
Almost.
almost. We appreciate everything you've done.
And I
for
did
the-
enjoy having you, Chris. I did.
Well,
You were wonderful.
I appreciate that. Bulldogs were short on that 4th down, so they will turn it over, and we'll let Miss Troop go. Go
Thank
down and
you.
enjoy some time
Yes.
on your Hall of Fame night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she's a world-class traveler. I don't know if you got that. How are you?
You know, that's a good point. Somebody just made a comment up here about her world-class traveler. I need to have her take me across the seas sometimes. I'd like to thank Miss Troop for coming up here and joining us. So North football starting on their own 30-yard line. Bulldogs trail 14-0 here. Fumble on the ground. I think McCluer North was able to jump on that fumble and
Yeah, they were
keep it.
16. Jumped on it. 8 had it, 16 jumped on it.
Number 8, Trayvon Spring for the ball carrier. Fumble on the play, recovered by McCluer. 2nd and
So
11.
it's going to be 2nd down and 11 after that fumble and recovery.
Mrs. Troop did a great job, Chris.
Oh,
Great interview.
I could talk to Miss Troop all night
Oh,
long.
wow.
A lot of knowledge about Sikeston and Butts is going to keep it out of bounds.
Boy, Gage is having to do a lot of work.
He's going to gain about 7 on the play.
Ball carrier.
Gets out to the 36-yard line.
Gain of 6 on
Going
the
to
play.
bring up 3rd down and a long 4.
2nd and 4, McCluer.
I think there was no contact. He was trying to just dive at him. Yeah, I don't know. Probably
Inside 4 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs down 2 scores now. Springfield off the right side, and he needed 4, and he got about 7 on the play, so that'll move the chains again.
Springfield was tackled by number 5, Montez McClinton.
I checked the Cardinals score, Chris.
Did you?
It was 4-1 Cardinals.
I shouldn't have clicked on it.
What?
4-4.
keep that clock running.
3:34 and counting here, 3rd quarter action. McCluer North letting that clock bleed down a little bit. Looks like they want to try to shorten this game as much as they can. Butts throws a long pass, and it's going to be caught by the receiver. He got back behind the coverage. Boy, what an arm.
Yeah. He just reared back and let it fly. The receiver ran underneath it. Made a really nice play.
42-yard pass.
42-yard pass play. Clock will continue to run.
5-1.
Get it inside the 15 to the 14. And the Stars are in business again.
5-1.
Low snap taking the the running back actually picked it up off the ground. It went more to him than the quarterback than the butts.
Number 15, Nikel Day, the ball carrier.
Going to lose a yard on the play.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Brings up second down.
Tackled by number 59, Brian Thames.
Sometimes they grow up. Sometimes.
2:20 and counting here in this third quarter as the clock continues to run. Bulldogs 1-0 on the season. Trying to go to 2-0, but they're going to have to come back if they do. Little sidearm pass went in and out of the hands of the receiver.
Looked a little bit like Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing. Well, it wasn't probably quite as sweet.
No.
But I get what you're saying. I mean, it looked like he was going to, tuck it and run, and linebacker came up in his face, and as Jeff said, he just kind of sidearmed it out there. I don't know if the receiver was ready for it. He threw it pretty hard, too. That thing had a little zip on it.
2:08 left in the third. That's good news.
Back to pass on this third down. He's going to take it as he found a hole, spins inside the 5, and he fumbled. And Lontez McClinton's going to come away with it as he fumbled on a spin move. I thought he was going in for a touchdown.
Yeah, nice run there by Butts. He got inside the 5 and just lost it.
First down, Bulldogs.
Did we get that on replay? I was going to – can we get that dialed up? I didn't know if Lontez – we'll see here on the replay. Did Lontez just strip it from him or what? So you'll see he had a wide open area right there in front of him. And just a little spin move. You see right there, Lontez just ripped it right out of his hands. A great job by the cameraman down there, giving you a good look into that play. Gage getting out of his own end zone. That was just a direct snap to him, and he was going to keep it as the ball was on the 1, and he gets out to about the 4. So trying to get a little bit of breathing room back there as the Bulldogs got a long way to go. Gage lost his helmet, so he's going to have to come off, and Joseph Heckemeyer is going to have to come in. Now the officials ask for the clock to stop, and they're going to talk about it.
Tilt up. Take 2. Where's the white pad?
I mean, he is getting it.
They are going to make Gage come off for a play, so Joseph Heckemeyer is going to come in there, the freshman quarterback. Heckemeyer, he got called into action last week as Gage had some cramping issues, and Heckemeyer played some in that first half also. And handoff, they're going to get some forward progress. I thought it could have been a safety, but they're going to say forward progress just outside the goal line. So it's going to be third down and long with the ball about a half a yard out of that end zone. So,
yeah, as soon as the handoff was made, the defender was right there.
Right there. Yeah, he just about took the handoff. Gage is going to push his way forward, trying to get a little bit of room for himself because he's going to punt this on fourth down now and trying to get as much room as he can. Not much there. He had the ball on about the 1 foot line. He goes out to about the 1 yard line. So Sikeston doesn't have to snap this if they don't want. They can let the clock move all the way down to zeros. It looks like that's what they'll do. There's more time on the game clock than the play clock, so the Bulldogs will be content to let this third quarter in. Then we'll go from the north end of the field down to the south end of the field with a punt. So at the end of the third quarter, Sikeston trails 14-0. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV. Gage Rowland going to be back to kick as we start this fourth quarter. And I tell you, I haven't had a lot of luck in these first three quarters with the Bulldogs tonight, so we're going to let Jeff Williams try to bring us back for a W.
Oh,
I was going to say, Jeff, you almost got
Almost
a
got
turnover
it.
right off the bat.
see what we can do, Chris.
37-yard punt. Fumble on the play.
37-yard punt by Rolling out of the back of the end zone. They were pushed back.
Yeah.
They didn't have any room.
No, none at all. Got it back to the 26. That's where McCluer North will start out.
Focus ring, I mean, it's the ring closer to the body on the left. Skinny little ring closer.
Bulldogs are still in this game, just down a couple of touchdowns, 14-0, start of fourth quarter. But they're going to have to hold strong here. Cannot allow McCluer North to get another score.
Something's happening. You hit auto somehow. Did we hit auto somehow, and now we're in automatic? Because I can't take you.
Bad snap to the quarterback, Butts. He takes off,
Ball heavy.
5 has the ball.
and he's going to pick up about 5 yards.
A whole host of Bulldogs there on the
Number 5.
stop.
Butts ball carrier.
I tell you, that's what Butts can do. He has the ability to, broken play was a bad snap. It just kind of rolled back to him, and he made a little something out of nothing.
3-yard gain. 2nd and 7.
Second and 7. McClure's taking their time, letting the play clock wind down.
Right, it's the clock's on their side right now, so that's smart of them to take as much time off as they can.
Hand off to Springfield around the left end. Bulldogs do a nice job.
Ball carrier. Loss of yards on the play.
We got time out on the field.
Tackled by number 59.
Oh, it was a penalty.
Penalty.
Flag on the play.
Procedure against McCluer North. I didn't see the.
I didn't see a flag.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh,
But
it's over here on the Bulldogs side of the field.
Okay, we just missed it. Had to back them up 5 yards.
I think that's exactly who it is.
The penalty is declined. That brings up third down.
3rd and 10 McCluer.
Third and 10.
And they're all 75 years old.
Isn't Steve still doing it?
I know Tom's over there.
Butts looking to throw. He scrambles out to the right.
No, it's 5.
Throws it back across the field. Oh, almost picked off by Daniel Lawrence, number
Boy.
3.
Good job by Lawrence reading that. Came back across the field. That's a dangerous pass.
It is.
When he's rolling out to your right, throw it back over the middle.
Pass incomplete. Pass play broken up by number 3.
It's going to bring up fourth down.
4th and 10 McCluer.
Jeff got an update on the Cardinals score. Got a text message from Rod Anderson saying the Pirates are up now 7-4.
Okay.
Come on, Rod. You got to do something to get us back.
Butts throws. Finds a receiver.
To number 1.
Nice job of tackling by the Bulldogs.
I'll tell you what, Daniel Lawrence was right there and kind of, he had him held up, and then Gage Rowing came in and just laid into him. The receiver's a little slow getting up. That was Chase Harris, the receiver. Gage kind of cleaned that play up.
It's a first down reception.
Clock continues to run also, just over 10 minutes left.
Like you said, Chris, quarterback Butts for McCluer North has done a really nice job. Very athletic.
Number 8 has it.
And we have seen a lot of Springfield, the running back for McCluer.
Number 8, Trayvon Springfield, the ball carrier.
Trayvon Springfield.
Seth Copeland was just hanging on to him for dear life. He did a good job hanging on, so Springfield couldn't get any additional yardage.
Gain of 5 on the play.
2nd and 5. but scrambles out to his left. He's keeping it. He picks up the first down and he runs into the end zone for a touchdown.
Boy, the Bulldogs had a couple of defenders out there, just couldn't make the initial stop. Good job by Butts staying on his feet and got in for another score.
Makes it 20-0. See if McCluer is going for two. I think they are.
Play clock down to 5 seconds. I don't know if they realize it or not. They're going to have to get this off pretty quick. They do get it off in time.
Throws it up in the end zone, and nice catch.
There is a flag on the play.
False start. That's going to back McCluer North up 5 yards.
We'll have to retry this 2-point conversion.
And Butts throws a line drive to his receiver who catches it in the end zone, and that makes it 22-0 here with 9:19 left in the ball game.
We'll step aside for a quick break. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV.
McCluer North's set to kick off. Bulldogs need something positive. It's an onside kick, and nice job by the Bulldogs to recover that.
That was taken by number 57. I don't have a 57 in my program.
Ball recovered by number 57, Camden Copeland.
Camden Copeland. Camden Copeland, number 57, made a nice grab
Good job by Camden.
on that onside kick attempt. And the Bulldogs will start on the 47-yard line. Let's see if they can get something going here.
Just over 9 minutes left in this game.
Keon Graham can't find a hole there. Tell you this, McCluer North defense has been outstanding.
Yeah, it's at D-line. They're just getting pressure. Sikeston's not getting much resistance at all from that offensive line, and that D-line just get in that backfield. And once you get in that backfield, it's
tough.
Yeah.
Gage finds a receiver over here.
That's Nathaniel Vaughn on the reception.
Number 12, Nathaniel Vaughn. Maybe picked up a yard or two.
Not much there.
Third and 11 Bulldogs.
May have been Gage's first reception of the evening.
He may have had one last week. Yeah, he was 1 for 6 last week.
Okay. Maybe the first one tonight.
Yeah, it is his first one tonight. So only the second of the year.
Gage rolls out to his right, finds a receiver,
Keon Graham
Keon Graham, near midfield.
picks up about 3, so back-to-back passes.
Gain of 3 on the play.
It's going to bring up 4th and 8.
Looks like the Bulldogs are going to bring the punt team in.
Gage has done a nice job punting tonight.
Fake punt, maybe? Fake it?
What do you have to lose?
Right.
We'll see.
Inside 7.5 minutes, down 3 scores. Angles it over to the sideline.
See where the referees say it went out of bounds. It's going to be about the 31-yard line. A 19-yard punt by Gage.
7:14 left in this game. McCluer North will take over on their own 31-yard line. Again, if you've been with us tonight, hope you enjoy the band at halftime and Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame. Bulldogs will be on the road. We talked about it earlier, but probably need to bring it up again. They'll be on the road the next 2 weeks. On the road at conference foes, Poplar Bluff and Jackson the next 2 weeks.
Springfield with the run up the middle. He breaks loose. Don't think anyone's going to catch Springfield. He's going to take it all the way into the end zone for another McCluer North touchdown.
Daniel Lawrence about the only one that had a chance. There is a flag in the end zone.
69-yard touchdown run by number 8, Trayvon Springfield.
I thought in the far corner over there, maybe it's just something yellow on the right back behind the cornerback. There's something on the ground. I thought it was a flag, but it looks like it's not. Cornerback's not reacting. Got a year older. Maybe my eyes aren't as good.
Yeah, that happens. Bulldogs do a nice job keeping McCluer North out of the end zone on the conversion, keeping the score at 28-0.
6:58 left, fourth quarter action. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV.
Two-point conversion is no good. Tackled by number 3, Daniel Lawrence, number 58, Jeff Copeland, and number 59, Ryan Tell.
McCluer North set to kick off. Jonathan Green picks it up around the 25-yard line.
Ball called by number 8.
That's where the Bulldogs will take over.
Bulldogs will start this drive on their own 27-yard line. First down, Bulldogs.
Bulldogs take over on their own 27. Gage looking to throw, and he can't find anyone. He's tackled for a loss.
Quarterback number 9.
He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, didn't have anywhere to go there, did Rolling.
We've said that several times tonight,
it's been
Chris,
it's been a theme tonight.
that defensive line has been outstanding for McCluer North.
Well, Gage is going to have to get him an ice bath tonight and tomorrow. He's been out there a lot, involved in a lot of different plays, and he's taking some licks tonight.
Got a flag.
Just over 6 minutes left in the game. 6:09 left in this contest.
Going to back the Bulldogs up another 5 yards.
5-yard penalty against the Bulldogs. Second and 20.
Second down and 20. Gage thought we had a completed pass there, but
Going to fall incomplete.
receiver couldn't bring it in.
Pass intended for number 82, C.J. Posey. Pass
C.J. Posey was the intended receiver, number 82. Third and 20.
Yeah, his mom has like 5 kids and she's a teacher up at Mac.
Another sack there of Rowing.
Sacked.
Bulldogs just can't get anything going on the offensive side. Fourth down. Gage looking to punt.
Well, he'd have to give all this.
From in the end zone, Abby, so as soon as they hike it.
You're going to give him a break. You know, he's not going to last a few more games.
Nice punt by Gage.
Done a really good job on his punting duties tonight. Ball actually rolled back a pretty good ways right there for McCluer North. 4:56
Punt by number 9.
left in this fourth quarter. Bulldogs trail 28-0.
Official timeout. Water break.
They're going to get a water break. That'll give us a chance to step aside real quick, too. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV.
Following businesses for supporting our iLearn team and providing iPads for our students grades 7 through 12 this school year. Melwood Wire, Alcorn Realty, Alliance Bank, Altruisa Club, Animal Health Center, Associated Electric Cooperative, Burns Taylor Heckmeyer Green and Edwards, Data Point Security, David Trader Attorney at Law, Dr. Shinar DDS, First Midwest Bank, First State
Butts looking to throw, and it's incomplete.
It was from 5 to 1.
Pass number 5, Angelo Butts, intended for number 1, Chase Harris.
28-0, going for the home run there.
For McCluer.
And don't forget to thank the city again for the mosquito control, if you want.
Clock stops. 4:50 left in this ball game.
Kind of surprising that McCluer North would go
Yeah,
with still passing, up 28-0, 4:50 left in the ball game.
I think you'd want to run the clock here, and
All the time in the world.
Butts is scrambling. He winds up and throws it deep into the end zone, incomplete.
just flinging it out there right now is Butts.
Pass intended for number 9, Taylor Temple. Pass incomplete, 3rd and 10, McCluer.
Play clock down to 15 before they come out to get ready. Butts back to pass again.
Able to escape. He looks to throw it. He keeps it. He tucks it in. He's still on his feet, scrambling around. He's picked up the first down. He's headed for the end zone, and it's a touchdown.
So the Bulldogs had him back in McCluer North territory, just couldn't wrap him up and bring him down, and he weaved in and out of traffic and got in for a big score. That brings it to 34-0, and if McCluer North is able to get this 2-point conversion in, it'll be a running clock situation for the last 4:17 of this game.
And the 2-point conversion is good as they run it right up the middle, the fullback. And the score is now 36-0. And that running clock has started.
Harris, the run ball carrier. 2-point conversion is good.
Again, Bulldogs will be on the road the next 2 weeks. They will be at Poplar Bluff next week. They'll be at Jackson the week after. And the next home game, let me check. I want to make sure I get that date right. Yeah, Friday, September 27th is the next home game. That will be homecoming.
Homecoming.
Against Cape Central. Have a big tailgate down here on the parking lot area. A lot of tents set up, a lot of grilling going on, and hopefully get ready for a big victory against Cape Central. It'll be Coach Gibbs' first time to come back to Public School Stadium, as he's the head coach up at Cape Central this year.
Should be a big crowd here that night. Always is for homecoming.
Always a great time at the tailgate.
Cape will bring a good crowd down.
They will. Got a lot of respect for Coach Gibbs, but I hope he goes home very disappointed that night.
Okay, tell him to take the SD card out, put it in the container, and give it to me.
Last check, Hayti was up on Charleston, 36-7. Onside kick.
No, he hit it on the 9 yards down. He didn't make sure.
So he touched it before it got to 10 yards. Clock can continue to run. So you're passing it all over the place, up big, and then you onside kick it during a
Interesting.
running clock. That's a good way to describe it, Jeff. Interesting.
Gentlemen, once again, we want to thank the Sikeston Department of Public Safety for protecting and serving our community and our schools. And thank you to the city of Sikeston for protecting us from mosquitoes today.
Bulldogs will take over
Just over 2 minutes left as that clock continues to run.
Bulldogs will take over in McCluer North's side of the field at the 49.
Hadn't been on that side of the field much at all.
Gage rolls out.
Got a couple blockers out in front of him. Ball comes loose. Sikeston's able to recover. Actually got a couple more yards because of that.
Ball popped out, and Bulldogs gained a couple yards after that
On the play, recovered by number 20,
fumble.
Keon Graham. Gain of 9 on the play, 2nd and 1 Bulldogs.
Where were you when you were doing that?
Second down and 1.
Hey, Abby, you're the only camera I have now, so I'm live and make sure you keep the ball.
Oh, come on, Keon.
Keon Graham.
Keon just about took out George Bays there on that play.
Don't go looking for it until get everything cleared.
Officiating crew's done a really good job tonight.
Graham, the ball carrier.
Been a pretty clean game as far as that goes.
Also 9 on the play, 3rd and 10 Bulldogs.
Bulldogs will have to snap the ball at least one more time as the clock goes inside 40 seconds, about 28 left on the play clock. So we'll probably have one more snap here, and that's about it. I know my wish for this play is for everybody to be healthy at the end of it.
Keon Graham.
4-yard gain by number 20.
I
Keon
think that's
Graham.
going to do it, Chris.
Clock goes inside 10 seconds, and it will roll down to zeros. Again, we'd like to thank Mr. Steve Beidler and his crew. Had a little technical difficulties at the beginning of the game tonight, but they worked hard to get us on the air and bring you this game tonight. Congratulations to all the winners, or all the inductees, I guess you should say, in the Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame. Congratulations to all those folks. Again, Sikeston takes one on the chin here tonight as they lose 36-0. But that'll wrap it up here from SPS Stadium. The Bulldogs will be back on the road next week as they will travel to Poplar Bluff, then another game on the road at Jackson the week after that. Then we're back here for homecoming on Friday, September 27th. So until then, for Jeff Williams, I'm Chris Hotchkiss. Go Dogs.